Welcome to yet another edition of Christmas is Terrible. This is episode 2018 edition. We don't have episode numbers on these.
It's the 2018th episode of Christmas is Terrible.
We've killed ourselves because we watched 2000.
We started at the first one.
Yeah, we watched 2017 Christmas movies. This is the 2018.
This is the 2018.
I'm your host, John Danger Rowe.
And I'm your co-host, Matt Danger Haig.
Yeah, and we have two special guests.
I am Lauren Danger Rowe.
And I'm Kirsten Engelbert.
Oh, no danger.
No
All right,
danger.
that's fine.
I'm not dangerous.
That's good.
No.
That's probably better.
One
that
of
you're
us
not.
needs to be safe.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need a safe.
The one that keeps us grounded.
And we also have our special guest, Judy,
Yes, Party Judy.
a dog.
Yeah, there might be a moment where we all stop and go, ugh, because she farts.
She's
so.
passed out.
And
Okay.
we also have
As it were.
beautiful pink drinks that John made us for
Yep.
the Christmas season.
Correct. My aunt brought like slushes, alcoholic
Yes,
vodka slush to Thanksgiving, and she made like 2 of those things.
That's
and-
like a thing. My grandma always used to make brandy slushes for holidays.
well, it's really good. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna.
mean, like.
So I think it was. She was like, it's fairly easy because I think it's just vodka, like orange juice concentrate, and like.
And it has to be stored in an old ice cream
Ice cream
container.
Yes,
tin,
exactly. It's not official unless it's stored in a cleaned out,
You know,
not made to be reused container that
good-
was reused.
good job, Aunt D. That's
Yep,
all I gotta say.
Great job. Great job.
The true meaning of the holidays is dulling your senses until you can deal with your family.
Yay!
I love you, Mom and Dad.
Not
That's how it
Yeah,
goes.
my mom's probably listening. I love you.
My parents don't listen, so
My parents don't know how the internet works.
that's true. Well, no, my mom's like just getting into Facebook and stuff and computers, so
Oh, weird.
She on
she'll
TikTok?
get to podcasts eventually. Yeah, she's on TikTok. She's got some good duet memes
Okay,
that
what
she's
is
got.
TikTok?
It's like Vine.
It's like Vine, but more about memes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, it seems very artificially like pushed forward.
Yes.
Like there's a big marketing push where Vine
Yes.
kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Oh.
TikTok is like being pushed as like this new meme social media. Everyone do it. It's cool.
Which means
Wow,
that what
we don't have
TikTok
enough of
really
those.
is data gathering and surveillance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's the CIA uses it to find terrorists. People do the old
They do
TikToks
the T-pose.
and they can like get in the background and look at the people in the background. Lauren is attacking the microphone equipment.
Are you listening, CIA?
Yeah.
We have a microphone terrorist right
Yeah,
here.
that's right.
Yeah.
I was just
And we
trying
have
to
a microwave
T-pose.
for you to listen on.
So, well, we should probably get to our Christmas movie that we've
Yes.
chosen. This is a holiday annual tradition that we've continued on since we started the podcast, really, I think.
I think so. I think you started with the Santa Claus movies.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, with
Yeah.
Adam back in the day, we watched like a Christmas movie every week for the first.
Oh
couple
yeah, you
years.
did a whole
Oh,
month.
that's a
Yeah, we did a
terrible
whole month.
punishment. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
and they were all
God.
like ABC Family originals, so they were really bad.
The real shitters.
Real
there.
bad. Speaking of ABC Family originals, we've got a Netflix original movie.
Hell yeah.
Is what we've chosen.
Good segue.
We had a lot of choices. What were some of the Christmas with the Cranks?
Christmas with the
Didn't make
Cranks,
it too corporate.
Yeah, Holiday in Handcuffs.
Corporate with a K, just like the Cranks.
Holiday and Handcuffs seemed like a good
That was
Close
close.
second.
Yeah.
That was
Close
a very
second.
close second.
Mario Lopez. It's all of your '90s favorites. Too old now, but
Yeah.
still wanting to be in movies.
Mario Lopez still basically looks like a hot child.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's
he's
not
got the
too
hot child.
He's got
market
that
corner.
Entertainment Tonight money.
Correct.
Keeps you young.
Four Christmases was also in the mix because we were thinking
Vince
of
Vaughn.
keeping our Vince Vaughn thing.
Yep.
And
We
then
had-
I said a really funny joke where I said 4 Christmases and a funeral, and everybody laughed like really loud.
We-
like,
Yeah.
a
I'm
lot.
still hurting from
And
that
we
laughter.
laughed.
Yeah. And then everybody got up and started applauding me. And
Yeah.
they carried me out on the
Mhm.
shoulder.
Lauren did the
I
Lauren
started
did the dance that all the young kids do.
Yeah,
The
I
floss
flossed.
dance?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, I know how to do
She
it.
flossed
so
in celebration.
I did.
I know that that's over because people at work are now like going around and like, how do you do that? And so-
Well, that was me. That's why I learned how to do it. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know how to do that.
So
And then I
so
was
it's
like,
over. Like
Yeah.
we're done.
We also we toyed with the idea of continuing the Vince Vaughn theme
Yes.
with whatever that
I don't
movie
know
was
if we could-
called.
Four
Four
Christmases
Christmases.
that we were just
We
talking
We
about.
Yeah.
literally, yep.
Well,
and then-
fine. You guys won't be invited back to the podcast.
And Matt made us watch a trailer for Christmas Story 2,
Yep, the
Oh.
straight
which
to
looked
video,
really
horrible
bad.
remake.
Daniel
slash
Stern played
sequel.
the dad, he's much younger than the original dad, I feel.
Ralphie is much older, but brother Randy appears to be roughly the same age.
Yeah,
it's
he's-
very
he-
confusing.
He went
Yeah.
from like 4 to 8, and Ralphie went from like 8 to 17.
Ralphie seems to have like a weird plastic blonde wig on the whole time.
Yeah, the whole movie looked like they had the Star Trek original series like Vaseline gel cover
Ooh,
over it, so you
yeah.
could just see.
It's like somebody from the 90s idea of like, what were the 60s like?
Yeah,
Ooh.
really bad.
Yeah.
We also thought about watching a Reese Witherspoon movie.
But there was this movie with Mel Gibson that
Oh, God,
Oh my
no.
Lauren really wanted to watch Daddy's
Ooh.
Home
I was
too.
considering Daddy's Home too as the one
Lauren
that I
was
vote
just
for.
going on and on about how hot Mel Gibson
I was not.
is.
She was happy that Mel Gibson is allowed back into
No,
Hollywood.
no, no,
He's
no.
got some real good points, she says.
Yeah.
You guys are putting words in my mouth. In fact, while we were watching it, I said to Kirsten, they are trying to make Mel Gibson into this like
No.
handsome silver fox, but the hate in his heart has made him look like just an old, just bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he looks like 40 miles of bad road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks
he-
like an old shoe.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my grandparents had this cabin, and they had some really old shitty toys there, and one of them
Was
was
Mel
like,
Gibson?
well, it was a puppet of a California raisin, and it was like a foam puppet, and that's exactly what Mel Gibson looks like right now.
She did.
He's a hate raisin.
Yeah, he's like
Burn.
puffy and leathery at the same time
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, and the funny part was that trailer that we watched. They made mention of his attractiveness multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I
It
was like,
was
okay.
Him?
Did Mel Gibson write this? Like, you
Have
wanted
you
to?
seen an attractive man ever? Like,
I mean, Mel
I
Gibson.
mean, John
from
Cena
the,
was in that same trailer.
from the
so-
Yeah.
90s. It was John Cena, and he plays. I guess we like the idea of watching a movie that's a sequel to a movie we haven't.
we have
seen.
not
Yep.
seen. Yeah.
So there's already that like, and
Yeah.
I love the sequel of
You can
those
tell
types.
they're really upping the amount of daddies in
Mhm.
this.
Yeah, there were like 18 dads.
There
in
were
that
so
movie.
many
daddies.
daddies.
Double daddies.
Too
and
many
then
daddies.
John Cena as well.
Well, I
That's
think
the third one. It's
let's be
called Too
clear,
Many
I
Daddies.
Too
think
many
that
daddies.
John Cena is the only daddy in that
He's-
movie,
yeah,
and
he's-
everyone else is just a dad.
John Cena is the true daddy of that movie.
That's what you find out at the end.
the true daddy of Christmas.
Yeah, so it just looked really bad. It's Will Ferrell and Marky Mark are dads, but I love because you can tell from that trailer like they have all of this like previous like chronology history of the first movie, like with their character interactions, like because I think you can tell. I think it must have been, I don't know anything about Daddy's Home 1, so if you've seen it, this is gonna sound fun, but it seemed like Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell were enemies in the first movie,
Yeah,
and then
it
now
seems
they're
like
friends.
an old dad, new dad situation,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, like they share children together for different moms.
I don't know.
I don't know how
I'm
that.
very confused about the family dynamics. In this movie.
Yeah,
No.
I don't understand.
And then what was that Ben Affleck
relationship.
one? Surviving.
Oh!
Season.
Surviving
Oh, yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, where he's a
Ben
millionaire.
Affleck plays an American Psycho style
Yeah, yeah.
sociopath who rents a family.
Yeah, he
Yes.
plays this giant douche. What a stretch! Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Wow.
I would have
he
never.
really steps into that character. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
an amazing transformation.
He's really method too.
I would
He-
like to.
Like I heard, even outside of the set, he still acts that same way.
Wow.
like a giant entitled prick. Whoa,
That's wow.
that's
Yeah.
commitment.
dedication.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a prequel to the new Batman movies because that's Bruce Wayne's the millionaire
Is that
without
Bruce-
he doesn't have a
I
family.
always wanted to see what it was like to have a family.
Yeah, you know.
I just it's just like
It's
it's not even a
tragic.
prequel. It's just like what's happening when the movies are not happening.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
just kind of what he's up
It's
to.
tragic, really. But he wants that family, and then Christina Applegate
Yeah, and
and him make
Alfred's,
out. a
Alfred's
bunch.
like Batman. I mean Bruce.
Yep.
Bruce, man.
Is
Did you hear
Alfred
that?
a grandma? in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
scenario?
Yeah.
Grandmother Alfred.
All right. So let's talk about the movie we did pick, A Christmas Prince.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know anything about this movie. We watched a trailer. A lady was a journalist. Lauren?
Yeah, so there's a lady who's a journalist, of course, because anytime a woman has to have a career, it's always a journalist.
Yes.
And her boss is like, write a story about this guy in this country that I can't remember the name of. that's
Aldovia.
not- Aldovia. There you go.
Is that really what it is?
I believe so.
Oh wow. All right. I mean, you.
Um,
So what
okay.
we're gonna learn is that you have seen this movie like 50
I
times.
Yes.
haven't, but let me just say I agree with Lauren that it seems like ladies in rom-coms always got to be journalists, and as like a more specific thing, they always seem to be journalists in these lady fashion mags, but they really want to do like real political stories, and their
Yeah.
editors are like, "LOL,
Yeah.
no nail polish."
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay in your
Insulting.
lane.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
they like have this rom-com line, and they write a really meaningful story, and the editor's
Yeah.
like, "Oh wow, you are."
That's
a writer."
the. I feel like that's like the Carrie something.
Carrie
from
Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
just every woman has to be a writer basically in all of these. That's Lena Dunham in Girls. You know, you just got to be.
She wasn't a. Yeah.
She's like a book writer, typewriter.
Yeah, she wasn't a
Um,
journalist.
But yeah, so it looks like we've only seen the trailer. I don't want to look up
Yeah.
anything else
Yeah.
about this movie.
Kind of just doing it for the.
That sounds
meme,
like
to
she's
be honest.
going to Moldovia. What is it? Arsastoka?
Algoria.
Zakovia? She goes to Algoria, and
Everyone wears sweaters here.
there's a prince who's not like with a girl really, or this.
Oh, and they all have British accents.
And yeah,
Yeah,
course
yeah.
they
In this made-up country, they're somehow British.
that's the way it always
That's the
is.
default European sexy
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because most people can't do like a
Yeah.
French accent.
It'd be good if they were like heavy
should
Russian.
they?
Yeah, like Eastern Bloc.
Or
If
like
you just
angry
spoke-
German.
Yeah, they just spoke Russian.
Yeah.
And, like,
I would super enjoy that.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
I would genuinely like that.
And she'd be like, I don't speak
can't.
Russian,
I
so
don't know.
He offers her a potato as a sign of his devotion.
Yeah.
yeah, she needs to get a translator.
She has to wear a sake cabbage wreath.
Yeah.
And like a thing on her head.
So yeah, it sounds like she hangs out at there, and then she
They like bang or whatever.
bangs
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
It's like that scene from it's that part in Downton Abbey when Mary takes up the butt or whatever. Like, is that season 1 or season 2?
It's season 1.
Yeah, and that guy dies
Yeah.
because her butt killed him.
Butthole. That's
Her
our
butthole murdered him.
our head canon is that
It's in the first season of Downton Abbey. Mary,
I guess
there's like a handsome prince from like
if he's
Algeria or something.
From, like, yeah, he's from like Albania.
Yeah. And then she
Algeria and Albania
she's
are
like way
very
into him,
close.
and then she's like, I have to stay a virgin,
And he's like, you'll stay.
there's
a virgin.
other ways,
The
and then
Mormon method.
and then
Doesn't
then-
count if it's in your pooper.
and I'm assuming, I mean it could have been a hand job, but we just immediately
Could have
assumed
been
it
a
was in the butt.
blowjob too,
Yeah,
but
we just immediately assumed it was butt stuff just because that's more
it's
funny.
the funny one.
And so
it's funny.
and so yeah, and then she runs off into a panic to like find is it her mom that she gets, or
She gets Anna.
Anna, who's the maid lady, and helps her like carry this dead body out of her bedroom
Yeah.
because she died mid like, and
deadly-
then we said her
Her
deadly
deadly
butthole murdered him.
Rigor mortis.
And
But
then-
to be fair, he also like turns her around when he says,
That's true.
You'll remain a virgin."
Yeah,
So it's like,
Maybe he was eating her asshole.
I mean that
He
I
That's
mean, he
possible.
could also eat her
that's true.
front hole.
Or what? I know that's the medical term, but
Yes.
you're gonna have to break it down for me because I just
Her baby hole.
her baby. Okay, thank you.
John, the lady has 3 holes.
Okay. All right.
That's
Let's change the subject.
Downton Abbey.
That's Downton Abbey. That's why it's the best
Yeah.
show.
So we're watching the Downton Abbey Christmas special.
Dude,
Is
I
there one?
wish. There's so many Christmas specials.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah, yeah.
someone dies in each
yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Ooh,
That show,
Christmas murder.
that show,
There's
that
a
show's
lot
got
of
a lot.
crying.
That show has a high body
High
count
body count.
for being a pretty normal
Like a fancy.
show.
But to be fair, World War One is like
Yeah.
a big plot.
And then
point.
like all the
Oh,
Spanish
well.
flu kills a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So it's,
Olden times also had a pretty high body count.
Yep.
Yeah, just olden times in general.
LOL. Hi,
Yep.
Gene.
so yeah. So it looks like she's meeting the prince, and they fall in love, and I'm sure various hijinks will happen. She'll
I
have to
assume
do.
at some point an army of flying robots raises the kingdom up into the sky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Avengers
There's
have
an-
to save them.
there's an unexplained child that was in the trailer.
There's a wheelchair
I was like,
child.
I think
Oh yeah,
that
she.
Differently abled.
a wheelchair kid.
and he's
Wheelchair
like,
child is like a sage though, so I think she's a figment or like some kind of spirit. that
But like,
inhabits
whose
the
kid
child.
is that?
no,
I
but
think she's ethereal. She's a spirit that inhabits the palace. and
it
gives
turns out the
advice.
wheelchair's been empty the whole movie, and she's just envisioning this wise
No, it's got,
child.
if she put like a mannequin in it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but it's like the old wise black man trope is just young
Totally.
wise wheelchair girl.
Little
trope.
child.
Isn't
yeah.
she an adorable little moppet?
Yeah,
Look at this
Who
little
can't?
curly-headed wheelchair kid.
yeah, but
So-
and then they're like, well, in Moldova,
Algoria,
she's
please.
too she's too lazy to walk, so she's in a wheelchair.
I don't want.
I mean, they're
to
royals,
stand
so-
up.
There
Yeah,
are two different things that I'm hoping for this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
One is that the peasants will seize the means of production.
Yes.
And the next is
Yes,
that
they decapitate
yeah.
the prince.
totally.
I was
the
like,
reddest Christmas.
Yeah.
And the second is actually that there will be some kind of like Game of Thrones like Red Wedding
Yes.
style
Oh, yeah.
just massacre.
yeah, like
of
an
the
assassination,
capitalist
intrigue.
pigs.
Just
Yes.
takes a hard left.
So yeah, I think we all hope that'll happen, but we're gonna have to listen.
Yes.
You'll have to tune in.
I think we stand a pretty good chance to see.
Yeah. So now that we've picked the movie Christmas Prince, you can go on Netflix, watch it. You know,
Yeah, if you're
enjoy
following
it,
along
follow
with the
along.
podcast and would like to.
We're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna play a really horrible Christmas song that I've curated for
Christmas
the
shoes.
break music. It won't be Christmas shoes because people know that one. I need to
Don't
find.
do
An
Don't
upbeat
make it-
cover of Christmas shoes.
And it
Yeah, it
can't
could
be
be.
Wham's Last Christmas.
No, it can't.
I'm still alive.
I know. I've
Yes.
not died in Whamageddon.
We're playing Whamageddon. Kristen
I don't
doesn't
know what that
this.
means.
Well, we can talk about it. This is a Christmas-based episode. So this is an annual tradition. Whamageddon is when you hear Wham's Last Christmas.
What is Wham's Last Christmas?
Last Christmas,
Yes,
I
I
gave
gave-
you
it's
my
okay.
heart,
Okay.
but
Only the
very
original
next
counts.
day, You gave it
All right,
away.
I'm with you. Yep.
So it's a Christmas song by Wham, Last Christmas, and the idea is as soon as you hear it, you lose it or you're dead.
And it has to be.
Oh,
it has
so
to be,
this is like the little drummer boy.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
It has to be like the Wham.
It has to be. It
specific-
can't be
Can't be
cover.
T Swizzle's cover.
Correct.
Right.
And it
Which
can't.
I have heard,
I've
but
heard
not
that one.
and it-
Wham's.
Yeah. I feel like Justin Bieber's Little Drummer Boy cover was probably in an
Oh my
episode
God, he
that I
did.
did. Yeah, it's
Oh.
it's real bad.
Oh, that's
So
the worst.
yeah, so I'll pick a really bad music to put in.
You're welcome.
But
Thanks for
yeah, so Wham
listening.
again is it starts December 1st. As soon as you hear the song and recognize that it's Wham's Last Christmas, so it could play in the background. You didn't hear it, you weren't paying attention. It's fine. But as soon as you understand it's being played to you, you're done. Also, player versus player doesn't work, so you can't just like blast the song to someone else to get them out.
Say
Yeah, you
anything.
can't-
It has to be a
Judge,
You
is
can't
that
wham
the-
roll them.
It's
Exactly.
more fun to make it be a survival.
Yeah,
Have
it's
a-
gotta
have
be-
a wham bush.
yes, exactly. Nice.
That was very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So rip in peace, George Michael. But
Hey, he had some good songs that weren't that.
that's true. He had a lot of great songs.
Yeah.
But
And that song's not bad. It's just
no, he's
It
It just
He's
has,
dead.
13 words
I know.
in it.
not
so-
like like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not that like his career.
I
is
thought he
dead.
was great on Arrested Development.
His career is dead, and he is dead. So, all right. Now with that downer, no. So what the idea is that you're gonna watch this movie and then take a break right here, watch the movie, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss. So enjoy.
Christmas Prince.
Yes.
It was almost Christmas time. Here I stood in another line, trying to buy that last gift or two. Not really in the Christmas mood. Standing right in front of me was a little boy waiting anxiously, pacing around like little boys do. And in his hands he held a pair of shoes. And his clothes were worn and old. He was dirty from head to toe. And when it came his time to pay, I couldn't believe what I heard him say.
Sir, I wanna buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas
keys. The cashier says, son, there's not enough here. He searched his pockets frantically, and then he turned and he looked at me. He said,
Mama made Christmas in my house. Last year she just went without. Tell me, sir, what am I gonna do? So how will God buy these Christmas shoes?
so I laid the money down. I just had to help him out. And I couldn't forget that look on his face when he said,
Mama's gonna look so great. You wanna buy these shoes for my mama, please? It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and know these shoes will make her smile. I wanted to the beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight.
I knew I caught a glimpse of heaven's love as he thanked me and ran out. I knew that God had sent that little boy to remind me what Christmas is all about.
It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes will make her smile. And I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight. I wanted to the beautiful if Mama meets Jesus
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
We're back. All right. So
It's my favorite movie.
we're recording a podcast.
dinosaur's
We're recording
story.
a podcast. Welcome back to a Christmas podcast.
To a good.
Born in
Ding,
the
ding,
80s,
ding,
Christmas
ding,
is
ding,
terrible.
ding, ding, ding.
2018.
Wait, no, that's like Mary Poppins.
That's very racist. 2018.
Hello, governor.
2018 is what was that? We've watched 2017 movies.
Before this, yes.
Yeah, we got to get back.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
finally
remember what we
made it.
said? Yeah.
This is the
The one we've been
2018.
working up towards the whole time.
So the-
Krampus pants.
so the movie.
Santa Claus, the story about cats that talk.
So the so the movie that when we recorded the first half, I think I was on my new laptop.
John broke it.
And I don't think it recorded correctly. I think it recorded the microphones we had going through the mixer and the actual microphone on it, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it, so I'm on the old laptop. So long story short, this may be the intro to the episode if that part is unrecoverable. So
Or it might be right after our Audible ad.
yeah.
And by the way, Casper mattresses.
Yes.
You should.
Purple mattresses.
When
Lisa.
I look for mattress, I want it to be
Jewel.
named after a dead child. So
Use promo code 80s.
Have you heard of the of like Jewel ads on podcasts?
I have
For
just
ads
today.
for vapes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I've heard
God.
they try really hard to make it not for kids. Like they're like, I'm a busy working mom and I can't get my cigarette fixed like
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah.
So I use Juul. Like
Yeah.
they're like,
Severus
undertone,
Vape.
not for kids, not for kids. Please don't put us into court.
Oh, you know,
please.
and then they're always like, "But don't start smoking. This is
Yeah.
for smokers only."
Yes, of course.
Dude,
Smokersonly.com.
I
Yes.
hope you get sponsored by
Vape
vapes.
juice.
Can we get sponsored by a local vape store?
I mean,
There are a couple.
we have Infinite Vapor.
Let's
That's
go
the only
there
one I can think
right
of because it's
now.
the one I've
Yeah.
driven by.
I mean, we were sponsored.
Wait, isn't there a
Running
vape
with
shop
Scissors-
over there?
If Running with Scissors going to be sponsored by Glass Nickel, we can be sponsored by.
They were only
a local
sponsored by
vape store.
Glass Nickel because Mercury was like nice to them or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but also he forgot to like get our free pizzas whenever we recorded.
is-
Oh, wow.
you,
Yeah.
Mercury.
So the whole point was okay. Digressions aside, we picked the movie Christmas
Yes.
Prince.
and go watch it now if you haven't.
And the important thing
Yeah,
that we were
you'll
trying to
never
get
regret
to through that whole digression was that Jon and Lauren have an entire e-reader devoted to the bathroom. And I find that very...
I want to say that that's John's. That's
my
not
poop.
mine.
That's my poop reader.
I hope you sanitize it regularly.
No. Hey, you don't have to touch it.
I didn't.
Matt clearly did.
Yes.
It is John's. It is not mine.
There's a lot of Ayn Rand in there.
Yeah, you know me. I had to catch up on my Fountainhead. You know,
Jesus.
my yearly reread.
I hate you.
I hate that book.
Yeah, it's the best. It's about that guy John Fountain.
The Wisconsin...
His head.
And he fell in love with a girl,
Head. Laura
Arzelia
Head.
Head.
Lord had-
Arzelia Head.
Desperately wanted him
Is
to
that a
rape
Chuck
her.
Tingle novel?
It is. It is. Well, the Chuck Tingle novel is
Fountain had pounded
having
meat
sex
butt.
with the book anthropomorphized into a person.
Okay, well, I think that we're getting a little off topic.
Christmas
we watched
Prince.
A Christmas Prince.
Woo!
All right,
Capitalism.
so
Ayn Rand would love it.
Pause
She'd
the
love
podcast now if you haven't. Otherwise, you pause it and I recovered the first half, and this is all redundant, but I just
Yeah.
want to cover my tracks. Like a wolf in the woods, which happened in this movie, by the way.
Yes, a
Spoiler.
a literal lone wolf.
Spoiler alert.
Yep,
But
yep.
we'll be back. A lone wolf killer.
No wolves were harmed in the making of this movie.
You
Probably
don't know
not.
that for sure.
A dog
Oh,
was
no, of this
petted in the
podcast.
making of this podcast.
That's true.
That
though.
was petted.
Look at her.
She loved it. She
She's
was not
all
harmed.
tuckered out. Anyway, let's all right. Let's get into it. So we
Anyways,
watched
let's go
Netflix.
watch the movie.
Yeah, let's watch the movie and let's take a break. No, I'm not going to do that.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Christmas time is always here.
Oh, guys, that was a
And we're
great
going to
film.
drink
That
a
sure
beer.
was
All
a
right.
movie.
All right, here we are.
This movie takes place in New York.
New York, Chicago, New York,
Yeah.
We do our obligatory wide and wide pan, but then it like zooms up over the Chicago bridge.
Yeah.
You can clearly see Chicago
Yeah.
flags.
It's
It's,
very
you know-
confusing. They show like Manhattan Island, then like Central Park, and
Statue of
like
Liberty.
Statue of Liberty, the
Rockefeller
Rockefeller,
Square.
yeah, and then the Chicago River
Yeah.
for confusing reasons. And it's
Because
never.
it's a big city and no one can tell the difference.
Matt, I understand my computer problems now because remember when I was like switching these dials and I was like, yeah, they don't go out to the computer. These ones go out to the computer. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's okay. We fixed it.
Yep.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah, don't
Great
worry.
job.
Don't worry about it.
Should we meet our plucky heroine?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was her name?
Oh
Amber.
God, what was her name?
Amber.
Amber?
Amber.
Esmeralda.
No.
Yep.
Amber
Different
Heard.
Stone.
Amber Heard. She stopped dating Elon Musk and went off to go to
Yeah.
marry a prince.
Our hero is
What's the
Grimes.
difference?
Oh God.
As far as money goes, like
Grimes is definitely like a horse girl. Does that make sense?
no.
Do you mean like part horse or like really into
No,
horses?
she's like one of those girls that would run around during recess and pretend to be a horse.
Didn't know that was a thing. Lauren,
I
as our
absolutely knew a girl
Lauren-
like that, but I don't know.
as the podcast
Everyone
resident
stares at
horse
Lauren.
girl,
I don't know enough about Grimes to say whether or not that's true.
I'm just saying she was that girl that ran around in recess and like pretended to be a dinosaur,
Yeah.
and everyone was keeping like
it's a
her
dinosaur
distance
or a
from
horse.
her.
It can't be both.
a dinosaur. Come
I
on.
just say horse girl because that's the internet colloquialism for that weird kid in class. So.
Yeah.
The emojis because you're so random.
Grimes.
LOL.
Yeah.
I was a weird
So
girl,
random.
But not about horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was weird
so
for
there's a
many
lot of
reasons.
horses in this movie, right? Every
There actually-
So many,
There actually were horses in the movie.
Yeah. A lot of brooding. Yeah.
There's a lot of okay, our heroine Amber or whatever the hell is an editor at
Yes.
this fashion magazine.
I don't know if you guys could
course.
hear the air quotes, but
What was the fashion magazine?
like
like fashion.
it
It
was
was called, like,
literally
Fashion Now or
fashion.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the most generic.
No, it was
there was a cover behind the
yeah, it was
editor's
like
desk that had
something-
it said
now.
pop singer.
pop singer.
Like had a picture of a lady, and then it just said pop singer.
She's someone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
My favorite singer.
Yeah. Pop singer, the big exclusive reveal episode or issue.
She's all
Yeah.
like,
Actually, it's interesting. Her name was Pop Singer, and she was actually a political activist.
Yeah.
Her full name is Popeye, but
Yeah. Papadopoulos Singer.
Her name was Podcast.
it's not even pop though. Popcast.
They got it wrong. That fake news.
Yeah.
They got it
the
wrong.
story
Fake
does seem
fashion
to have
news.
fake news in it.
It
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
actually.
it does.
There's a
It
little bit of that.
legitimately has.
You
So
think
that's-
this prince is just a
Yeah.
globe-trotting douche.
Yep.
Yeah, her
That's
weird.
fake news.
There's first off a lot of heavy-handed exposition about but we're editors at this fashion magazine.
Yeah.
But then
Her ethnically and sexually diverse group of friends.
Totally.
Yes.
Token
Yeah.
black lady
like-
friend and token gay friend.
How
Yeah.
many checkboxes can we check?
We also
with
there was
two
also
friends?
there was
All
also
right, got
a
it.
handicap girl later in the movie, so
Totally.
they like got
Wheelchair girl.
it was inclusive.
Can I just point out that the
No.
archetype gay character was like, girl, he's everyone's type.
yeah, it
Right.
was insulting.
He wore a
Wait,
lot
was
of
he
vests.
He had,
supposed
I
to
was
be
gonna say
gay?
he had that tight vest.
Yep.
It was pretty
Yep.
obvious.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was.
And she's all like, I'm plucky and competent, but no one will give me a shot.
Look at my
Yeah.
low ponytail.
Look at my low ponytail.
Why do you
My
hate the
low
low
ponytail.
ponytail?
Because it's
Just-
not flattering on anyone.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Look, Lauren knows ponies, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. She was a horse girl
Her,
in
her
in
low
grade
ponytail
school.
and her middle part. No.
Not good.
Stop it.
So then her boss is like, go cover this story about whatever this prince dude. He's like a playboy and he's gonna be the king, but he doesn't want to be
He
the
might
king.
abdicate the throne,
And
then
we're a
what will they
fashion
do?
magazine that covers this kind of political intrigue.
Well,
yeah, and
listen-
has
Yeah.
the money to send someone to the country of Aldovia.
Yeah.
Which we called Algoria.
Yeah,
for
quite
I
a
mean,
bit.
that's funnier.
The remainder of
It's
the
better.
I
Algoria.
prefer Allegoria.
Mm.
Ooh, deep.
Mm. So this was I wrote the first thing was this is Netflix. We have original films, and this was a Netflix original film before they were actually good.
Yeah.
This is like before they were like, all right, we're gonna spend money
Like,
on these.
You
And
get that on the first establishing shots where the superimposed snow is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
bad.
It's not good.
Uh-huh. I don't need my notes. I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm gonna talk about.
No, preach.
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 I they had the dead mom trope immediately
Of course.
because the
Yep.
main character didn't have
Yes.
had a dead parent,
Yes.
and then of course the prince had a dead parent because that's why
Yes.
he was.
Yeah.
Of course.
But
that
that's
one
like
makes
a
sense.
plot point.
That's
Yeah.
the point of the movie.
That's not just a
He's
thing
inheriting.
written to make a character have
Have character depth without
without
trying.
actually doing anything.
There were two things that immediately pointed out, like, the production value of this movie to me. One of them was the fact that, like, makeup was applied like house paint. Everyone looked like shit. And the second was, during this big press conference, everyone was given directions like, boo! Like, it just
Yeah.
sounded
Yeah.
like community theater, like,
Yeah.
everyone
Also-
be outraged.
Yeah.
It was so
So
bad.
she goes to this press conference that doesn't seem to serve any purpose,
No.
and so all the members of the kingdom have British accents.
For sure.
Okay.
Also,
We
all
need
of
to
the
talk
press
about that.
people have British
Yeah.
accents because I guess
They're
she's the
all
only
Cockney.
she's the only foreign reporter to show up to this
Yes.
like important press conference.
Yeah, I liked the fact that it was okay. This is a foreign country monarchy that you've never heard of.
Okay, what are the accents we can do without being accused
English.
of being racist? Okay, English, got
They
it.
didn't even go with like the
The English
Victor
are good.
Crumb Harry Potter. Like, let's be a
Yeah.
weird like East Asian
Or,
or
like,
East European like country,
French.
Yeah.
Like,
and be like, we talk like this.
They probably would have spoken French. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
I mean honestly,
it probably would have been. It's especially
No, they
because
would have spoken German.
Or
It's-
German.
But it was
especially-
But it was Prince Richard. I mean, these were very English names
Right.
that everyone had. So,
it wasn't even
Prince
like
Ricard.
Yeah.
so this was like what like there was India. You know, it was an English colony. You know, Argentina, like all these English colonies.
Algoria apparently.
And then
was
Algoria
too.
was like, yeah, but
Yeah.
we're just going to stay a monarchy with England controlling it, because why not?
That's cool with us.
We
We're
made a
fine.
joke. I think someone made a joke that this is like the country that immediately like joined Hitler's side when
Yes.
World War II started.
Yep.
They were
Like,
just like, oh, yes, oh, come
Sorry,
here.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, sir.
But the confusing
Yeah.
thing is they have these like statues of what appears to be Lenin everywhere.
That's true. It must have been just where they were filming.
Well,
It
I
looks a
think
lot
that
like
was supposed to be the
It was
king
supposed
that
to be
died.
like
Yeah.
King Richard the Late.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is that
Please, Sir Richard the Lionhearted.
That was an actual king.
yeah,
He's been dead for a very long time.
very long time.
So
He was
long.
probably named after him though. I mean, if it was British like rule. But anyway, so he is going to be king, but he doesn't want to for some reason.
I guess.
He
Yeah,
gave
it's
weird
never explained
reasons
why, really.
Well, it's because he didn't want to be in the public spotlight.
Yeah.
And then
because
they
he's
talked
been
about
hurt before.
Yeah, but they talk about how he's like an international playboy and all this like garbage, and then they're like, "That's all made up." Like, why would you make that up? Why would you
Yeah.
make up negative tabloid stories about yourself just because you? Like,
We're like, well, and what would the motive of the press be to spread falsehoods about you? Like, I guess
Fake
it's
news.
easy
Haven't
to
you been
believe
paying
that
attention?
like a young milk toast attractive prince is like banging all these ladies south of the border, but
yeah.
if he like
Now, when you say south of the
also-
border,
Are we going to talk about butt
Brazilians.
sex in this segment as well?
we might
Oh,
as
shit.
well.
Oh man, we missed the butt sex
Hey,
discussion
look,
from the
it
early
might,
half.
the audio
look,
might
it's
be
going to be
okay.
on the DVD extras
Yeah,
for
the,
this
the
podcast.
horrible recording version will be
Yeah.
in that. The gated.
It'll be Tom Cruise ranting about frame interpolation, and then that.
Well, and the second part of all of this is, when have any of us cared about any royalty besides like England?
Have not.
Like
Yeah,
those are
that's the only
I
one.
try really
Only-
hard not even to care about England.
Me
Right,
too.
it's
I
just
don't
like
care about
they seem
England.
like nice
Yeah.
people.
They
and
had
that's it.
they had a wedding on a day of a much better, more popular wedding.
Yeah. Nailed
Uh,
it.
So Jon
Nice
and
high five,
Lauren
you
got
guys.
married during the.
Where's your ring?
I took it off when I did the dishes.
He takes it off when he goes out partying.
Yeah. I went out partying before we recorded
Yeah.
this. Before you got home, at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So he's like a prince, the prince who was promised. No, he was a prince that
He is not Jon Snow.
he was a prince, and he's gonna be king, and he's like, so if he wasn't off partying, he arrives at the start of the movie via an airport.
Yeah.
He steals her
And,
taxi
and he
like
steals
a
her
dick.
taxis like a dick.
He
He's got
was
the worst fake beard.
Going around the world from
Worst.
orphanage to
Yes.
orphanage,
Can
playing
we talk about the
snowball
orphanage
fights
thing?
with
Oh
the
my
orphans.
God.
So he's like friends with all the orphans,
And that's foreshadowing.
and it's
Wink.
like it's like weird foreshadowing. It's
It
like
really
why
is.
is there a weird? That's like a weird coincidence
Well,
to put in.
and like his little sister is like, oh, he'd rather be playing William Tell, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
not a
he
good
wants
way.
to shoot apples off of people's heads.
Yeah, that's
This
not.
is like a game of William Don't Tell anyone.
Got him.
That's
His, by the way, his wheelchair child sister.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta talk about her.
We
Yes.
do.
What was her, Princess
Emily.
Oh, I have.
Emily?
Emily.
Okay,
All right.
She
She
did
has
have a
spinal bifida.
she had spinal bifida,
Bifida.
so she was wheelchair
I'm
bound.
different. I have spinal bifida.
She had a
Mom
mouse.
treats me like a China doll.
Yeah, she did literally say that.
She did.
It was a little mommy dearest coming in.
Also, her brother, when they first like hang out together, Emily and Richard,
He like picks her up and whips her around.
and he says, "My little imp," and I feel like that's pretty fucked up
I feel like
to say
that's-
about your crippled sister.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say. I feel like that's like.
He was
kind
My
of-
gonna say-
weird little sex
He was
fairy.
gonna
I mean, that would be like be like calling her like a cripple or something.
He was gonna
you
say
know? Like
he was
it's-
gonna say gimp, but he stopped himself.
Yeah.
He said
Oh,
imp.
my little limp.
My little
Whoops.
imp.
Oops. So yeah, and so she is a reporter, and they're like, okay,
Kinda.
we're cancel.
Not
Well,
really.
she's not a reporter. She's
She
an editor.
wants to
She
be a
wants to be a
reporter.
reporter. She's given an
Wait,
opportunity.
I thought she was a tutor.
We're getting to that.
Tuta.
So
Web of lies.
so she wants to write the story, and then they're like, we're not doing a press conference, and she's like, I'm gonna stick around and kind of
I'll
poke
just
around.
sneak in
And then
illegally.
they're like, "Are you the tutor from America?" And she's like, "Well, of
Yeah.
course I'll lie to these royals
Yep.
and get in." I
What
mean, to
could
be
go
fair,
wrong?
the what was it? That hospital. Remember when the first child was born, the Prince Charles or whatever, the kid they had. this like Australian like morning radio show called the hospital to like get info, and they pretended to be the Queen. They were like, "Oh yeah," and they told them all this stuff over the air.
What are you talking
You don't remember when this happened?
No.
It was in the first who's the Prince William's
Prince
the older
Harry
one.
or William?
Prince
Prince
William.
William is the older one.
Yeah,
And
so
their
when
firstborn
Prince William-
is George.
Yeah, when Prince
Correct.
William and Kate Middleton had George, an Australian radio DJs pretended to be the Queen on the air.
Is there
called the
anything
hospital?
Australian radio DJs can't do?
That's true. Oh, not be racist.
Oh, yes.
Whoa!
about?
Don't
Gotcha, bitch.
Probably true.
double dunk.
Take that, Australia.
Mm-hmm. I'm never
work
going
on
there.
things. We're also working on things, just so you know.
I can't now.
They
I'm
were
going to be
like-
banned for calling them out for being racist. Anyway, let's move on. So she was the tutor, and then she's tutoring the young Princess
But
Emily.
like, she doesn't know math.
Oh God, she knows nothing.
Well, no, of course, math is
no
hard.
tutoring at all
To
actually
be
takes
fair,
place.
Princess Emily is like 10, and there is like crazy complicated math
Like
theorems that
geometry
she's learning,
and
and it's like
algebra.
I remember when I was 10, it was like here's long division.
Yeah. Which
So-
I don't remember how to do.
I don't remember
so
how to do either.
even-
No,
honestly.
which I cannot do.
I
Somebody-
would be lost even
But
on that.
I saw the theory of everything, and I think not having legs makes you like really good at math.
That's what I learned.
Uh-huh.
And it makes you go, Magritus.
What? Eddie Redmayne called it. Thank you. That's exactly what Stephen Hawking did. But he can talk in that movie at the start, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
What happens? He has ALS or something?
yeah.
I don't think it's ALS. I think it's like ALS.
It's
I
like
think it's ALS.
It's
It's
ALS.
ALS
and
He's
adjacent.
playing baseball with Lou Gehrig.
He
and
played-
caught it just like that.
And they
Yeah.
kissed.
Yeah.
They both kissed the
I'm
same
not
baseball.
a doctor. This might surprise you.
Lou Gehrig
I'm not a
hit
doctor.
a home.
Yeah.
He was pitched the ball,
Matt and I are
grabbed it,
dum-dums. Don't
kissed
listen
it,
to us.
hit a home run, and Stephen Hawking was in the crowd and he caught the
caught it in
ball
his mouth.
and then
Yeah.
And then he ate it.
kissed. Yeah, because there wasn't food back then in the 20s. You know,
There
so it
just
was the-
wasn't food.
It was before the Depression, but people are still poor.
We got eat a
And there's like,
shoes.
we've got to eat
Lisa,
this.
can I have some more?
It was like those old cartoons where they like eat the shoe leather because they're like starving.
They have a single bean they split
Yeah.
between.
Yes.
This got very weird.
And
That's
then
what
he
Stephen
looked at
Hawking
his
did. That's
roommate,
how he got ALS.
and he
So
turned into a
basically,
steak.
don't eat a baseball.
Yep.
Don't eat.
Or you'll get
Under
ALS.
Look, guys.
circumstances.
Don't eat baseballs.
We're
That's true.
doctors. We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm as much of a doctor as that girl was a tutor.
I'm as much of a doctor
No,
as Dr.
not
Phil.
a tutor. A tutor.
A
tutor.
tutor.
A tutor.
A tutor.
Are you going to teach me maths? They used like British colloquialism. She said Lou
I got
like
you.
4
I'm
times.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well, and like this fucking journalist,
Bollocks.
sneaking a journalist.
wow.
quotation marks.
Yeah, fake
Whoa.
news.
Like,
Fake
Yeah.
news.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Enemy of the
Like,
people.
he'll
Well, women
sneaking
can't be
around.
real journalists. Is that what you're
It's
saying?
just that in
Yes.
rom-coms, they're all journalists.
She's the enemy
And
of the
she
people.
appears to have learned how to write in like the Nancy Drew online
Yeah.
school of getting the scoop.
Yeah, let me sneak
Damn.
around and listen to people.
Yeah.
Like,
Let me take
have
pictures with my iPhone.
Yeah,
She
really
was.
obvious.
Yeah, she was just walking around with her iPhone
Like,
let me-
obviously
let me get
taking
some-
pictures.
Look,
me
we
get
all
some
know if
snaps.
you're gonna secretly take pictures with your phone, you hold it up to your ear like you're talking
Yeah.
on it, and you take pictures like that.
Well,
you're
now
like,
that's a thing we know.
And she says, "Do it for the gram." And then people.
She's like, do it for the
I did
Vine.
it
And then the
for
people
the
she's
Vine.
filming are like, fuck Vine.
We're on TikTok.
Yeah, that's TikTok. Yes, correct.
Was anyone else hoping that Princess Emily was going to be like an Omen style killer?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. That would have been
That's
awesome.
what I
Awesome.
thought from the
Awesome.
preview,
She
that
was
she
like-
was gonna be like a weird, like, fortune teller ghost.
Yeah.
Just like, I know how you die.
I
Anyways,
killed my
I
last
love
tutor.
math, and here's my mouse, and you'll die tomorrow.
Here, let me just casually threaten a reporter with death because it's funny and I'm smart. Aww.
Yeah, she
I'm
was,
still unclear about whether they do or don't have a dungeon.
Right?
Yeah, she did mention she would throw her into the dungeon, or no, that she was going to throw a reporter into the
Yes.
dungeon.
Yes.
She's like, LOL, free speech is a joke.
Too soon. I mean, didn't Saudi Arabia throw a reporter in the dungeon?
I
No,
mean,
they
for a
killed
little
him.
while,
They killed him.
Fully killed him.
he was
I know.
already dead, though. I mean, I think
That's
it was
true.
kind of dungeon.
Also, this mouse that she had was kept in a fishbowl,
That's
which
true.
was kind
And
of
She's
upsetting.
clearly
There were
psycho.
future
Yeah.
scenes in that same room with that same fishbowl,
And there
and
wasn't
there
a
was no
mouse.
mouse in
Yeah,
there.
the
I
mouse
joked
died.
that she ate the mouse.
Yes.
Like a snake. So, it turns out that the prince is actually super sad.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Because his dad died.
his dad died, and I guess I'm assuming being royal sucks because his cousin was like a huge dickwad, and then that
Yeah.
other
and then the
girl,
hot lady that I'm unclear,
Yeah,
like what
Dime Store
her
Cat
thing
Denny's.
was.
as I called her.
Kept trying to bang him.
Yeah,
And
she
then
was like,
also, but
I'm
then
going to be your queen.
She
his
just can't wait
cousin
to be
was
queen.
trying to bang her.
Sophia.
you.
It was a weird love triangle.
It was a
because
love triangle that I did not
She
care
just
about.
didn't give a
It
shit
was a
about
love
anybody
quadrangle.
and wanted to be queen.
Because
Yeah.
it was a
And
love
she
square.
was-
A
she was-
quadrilateral.
Marjorie Tyrelling it.
It was a love
Spoiler
rhombus.
alert.
But I actually like Marjorie Taylor.
Oh, I love her too.
Because
Yeah,
she,
But
like,
that's what she was doing.
but she
Yeah, I
li-
too know
because
what
she
you're
likes
talking about.
people, at least.
Yeah.
That lady, and we didn't talk about the like house mistress.
Ooh,
What was her
yeah.
name?
I called her.
Governess?
I said that the main character, our heroine Amber, was hired to be the wheelchair girl's governess.
Yeah.
I'm unclear what
Mrs.
what
Everill?
what-
She's like
She was like the head maid or something.
She's like-
the housekeeper.
she was Mrs.
Frau
Who.
stick up
Yeah.
her ass.
I
or
like to
something.
call her business suit Maggie Smith.
Yeah, because she was like all like super tightly dressed and then
Yeah.
She wore a
Very
business
mad
suit
all
to
the
a
time.
cocktail party.
I feel like her title is Frau, definitely.
yeah.
Frau!
Yeah,
She's
oh,
the
yeah.
au pair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's every time I go to
Frau
the
tight
grocery
ass.
store.
That's Frau tight ass.
Pair.
Yeah. Yep, that's me. All right. That was a Mitch Hedberg. Shit.
Whenever I'm hungry, I just cook rice because I can eat 100 of something. I got that wrong. I'm so sorry,
All right,
everyone.
I think it's
It's fine. We'll edit that out.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna edit in the Mitch Hedberg clip
Thank you.
Yeah.
and pitch it
And
up
we'll
so
be
it
like-
sounds like you.
Yeah. We'll be like,
Also,
oh, Kirsten,
remember
you're
that
so
fun Mitch Hedberg joke where he was like, "I love heroin." Oh, my heart.
Yeah.
That was
I mean-
my favorite one.
Hey, man, don't do drugs. And if you do drugs, do the funny smoke laugh drugs and not the shooty uppy I die drugs.
So
Do
anyway,
the smoky, drinky ones.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Those
Somehow-
never hurt anyone.
Drink heroin.
somehow the wheelchair princess. It's my favorite.
I'm a China doll.
It's my favorite princess from Adventure Time.
Wheelchair princess.
Wheelchair princess.
See, I like hot dog princess.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
I like breakfast princess.
Yeah, I like Breakfast Princess.
man,
I
all
like
those
Slime
waffles.
I
Princess.
too have seen Adventure Time.
Wow, you should watch it. It's good.
Anyway, Wheelchair Princess starts to like Amber.
Yeah.
For some reason,
She
I
starts
don't
off
remember why.
tsundere.
because she's
as
so
they would say in Japanese.
genuine.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
wears sneakers.
Well,
and she
She
thinks
wears
I can do anything.
To be fair, I like the storyline with that aspect because I think a lot of times people that are disabled end up being talked down to a lot. And she
That's
was
true.
like, "Oh, you actually treat me like a real person," because she isn't a real tutor and she's kind of in over her head. So she's just like, "Whatever, I'm just going to talk to you like a regular person." And she's like, "Well, you let me be fun."
You are a regular person.
Yeah, exactly. And so then
That
she's
was
like,
Amber's
"Let's go
line.
on a weird toboggan ride together."
Yep.
Is how that came.
So, yeah. So Amber and Emily go on this weird toboggan ride.
Well,
and
no,
Emily's
first
like,
they go to
"I
a
don't-"
frightening Christmas festival.
Oh, yeah.
and
That's super
don't
weird.
forget the bow and arrow.
Oh yeah.
The bow.
Yes.
The prince is just shooting bow and arrow in like the courtyard at one
Yeah,
point, just
from,
from like 10 feet away from
Yeah.
the target, and he's missing. And then little wheelchair Princess Emily, just like shoots the bow side saddle on the thing and just like
Nails it.
bullseye.
And then
It's like she should be queen, honestly.
yeah,
Yeah.
she. I'm really looking for what's his name to abdicate
Oh
the
my
throne.
god,
to
we didn't even
Princess
talk about
Emily.
wheelchair Princess's mom. She's like 70.
She's like 100.
and she's like 10, so she
She's
had it
like
when she was like 60.
483.
Yeah,
She's 420 years old.
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
remained
She's
fertile well into her
69 years
50s.
old.
And like
Nice.
everyone in this movie looks like they've had makeup just spackled
Yes.
onto
Yeah,
them.
it
like
just,
everyone
like,
looks
applied with a
horrifying.
Just
paintbrush.
shellacked. It's either
That
terrible
is
makeup
the
job or
custom in
terrible lighting.
Dambia.
Alibaba.
Alibaba, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. There's that, and then they go out on a little to the town where everyone speaks English and all the signs
For
are in
sure.
English. So it's like, okay, where in
Definitely.
Europe is this?
We're in the Alps. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seemed to be the Alps because there were mountains.
Yes, very
Lots of
clearly not
Bavaria.
England islands because
Yeah.
it was very mountainous and lots of snow.
And the prince was supposed to come to another like
He promised to go.
photo op thing, but then he didn't. But because he was out having fun with the orphans.
That's true.
Or
They were
was
actually-
he training the orphans to kill like soldiers would?
I
Or-
want to mention that the game they were playing was this prisoner needs to be executed, and it was a snowman,
Snowman.
and they were going to throw snowballs at it, and then they threw them at him, and it was like, oh. But like he was
Then they
like training
killed
these
him.
children
He's
to kill.
training them to
His army of the night.
instead of firing at the person you're supposed to, fire at the person who's giving the orders.
That's
what
true.
he's. It's his long game.
Revolution. Okay, I get it.
I definitely want the
I like
sequel
it.
to be a Yuletide proletariat.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
going to
yes,
be
yes, yes.
a Christmas Prince to Dr. Zhivago, like where the royal family is being dismantled.
I gotta read that book.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I want to see the movie and read the book, but the movie is like 3.5 hours long, and
Yeah,
The book
you're
is
alone
like,
there.
600 pages
I know,
long.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's a sweeping romance set during the dismantling of the Russian monarchy. But
A Christmas Prince 2. Oops, there go the Tsar's kids.
yep, that's kind of it.
Oops, we
Who's
did
Rasputin?
it again.
Who in this?
Yeah, who would be
Rasputin
this?
is the au pair.
the au pair?
The business suit Maggie Smith.
Ah,
No,
no,
but she
I would
lets
think
the heroine in at
Rasputin.
the end.
The old pair.
Rasputin. That's how you say it in Russian. In proper Russian. Don't at
Really?
me.
I'm not gonna have
Ra,
Rasputin.
Rasputin.
Is
They say
wheelchair girl.
Dosidonia.
She hypnotizes
No,
you.
she's the.
Or, if we're gonna make a larger cinematic universe,
Wait a
it's
minute.
Mel
Yes.
Gibson from the other preview.
Yes. A Christmas Prince cinematic universe.
Yes.
I'm all in on this.
Wait, I think that the true Rasputin. Okay, so wheelchair girl.
The true Rasputin was within us all along.
Yes!
It was Old Man Miller. They took the mask off.
Wheelchair girl was like the sickly Prince Alexei or whatever,
Yes.
and then.
Yes.
But like part of the thing is that
It is the land of
it's
It's
the
very-
Romanovs.
it's very
Part of it that
Al
is that like Rasputin made his hemophilia go away. So
Oh.
is Amber Rasputin?
Okay. All right.
Oh shit! This is a story
Oh, crap.
of
The
Rasputin
Russian
from
knower has
Rasputin's
logged in.
perspective.
You can't make hemophilia.
Right,
go
but he made him
away.
like better.
No,
or
but he
whatever.
reduced
like,
the
something that he
symptoms by
did.
reducing his stress level.
Right.
Theoretically.
hypnotized the kid
Exactly.
Yeah, but
and his mom.
And
probably.
what did the tutor do? Hypnotized
Hypnotized
Matt.
the
No,
wheelchair
she
kid.
took the kid out on a sleigh ride. That's the
Hip-
opposite of hypnotism.
by hypnotizing her.
How'd she'd never ridden a horse outside of Central
That's
Park.
true.
How'd
So-
she get on that
so
horse?
she hypnotized
How did she
herself.
know
She
how to put a
hypnotized
saddle
the
on?
horse.
Guys, we're getting off track.
Rasputin was known for hypnotizing horses.
He
I
was
thought-
not.
Didn't
He
he have
was.
didn't he have a delightful bat? The talk?
Bartok?
Yes.
Bartok?
Yes.
Okay, I have to say that this is the second podcast I've appeared on in a month, and in both podcasts we talked about Bartok the
You've been
Bat.
cheating on our podcasts.
Yeah, I was asked to go on a different one.
I'm gonna turn the mic
Hire
off.
us as
Yeah,
your
can
writers.
you mute her?
Check it out.
All right, so it was a really cool toboggan ride they went on, and then like the prince saw them tobogganing from his
he was,
horse.
like,
Yeah.
brooding. He was
Yeah.
all in black on
He
his
was
giant
happy.
black horse.
He was happy.
But it was a
Vision.
really good bonding experience because the toboggan wiped out and the tutor was also paralyzed in that accident. So then
And then the
She
ra-
got a horrible head injury, and then
Yeah.
the prince had to like.
yeah, he had to like
I was like, "Oh, you've got the spinal bifida."
And she's like,
you call it from me.
Yeah. That's how that works, right?
They do the whole like
Their
rom-com.
spines touched when they
Ugh.
got in the car accident.
Yeah. And they fused together.
"Oh my god!"
They became a
Ew.
rat king of people. This is the horror version of Chris's Prince.
They got mixed up in
Just
some.
imagine the movie goes on as normal, and then there's a part where they're going on a little toboggan ride, and they get into a light accident, and then they get fused together through like, some sort of thing, and that's
Yes.
the rest of the movie.
A
And then they
Cronenberg
fight
prince.
crime. A giant rat teaches them how to fight crime.
Okay.
Yeah, they should fight crime.
So she's continuing to write her story and sneak around. They have the prince and her have their first like rom-com like "Oops, I fell and landed on you" moment,
Snow
which
cycle.
actually happens twice in the movie.
Yeah.
I think. So that's no, it isn't. They just have
Such-
another kiss moment.
Such
later, but-
lustful glances.
Yeah, and then they get interrupted by the girl saying, like,
You're fraternizing with the enemy.
yeah. And then, thank you.
Yeah.
It was,
And
was-
then
yeah,
the
that
prince
was
is
it.
like, way to be a cock block,
Yep.
bitch.
yeah, and then
He
he's
says,
like,
Prince
he
was
says
fully
that
erect.
word for
he
word.
literally said, you blocked my cock.
And then he
Young
plays
sister who is 25 years younger than I am.
yeah, sister who could
Sister
be
who
my
can
child.
never ascend to the throne because that is improper. You have blocked my cock.
Yeah, they mentioned this whole thing about, like, well, if your brother advocates, why couldn't you,
Yeah,
little sister,
correct.
take the throne? She's like, male line of succession.
Yeah,
And there's,
just-
like, a whole hashtag feminism.
Yeah, they're
moment.
like, oh, it's bullshit. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
to the next
yeah,
part of
they
the
do
plot.
that for about a sentence and a half.
Yeah. But they.
See, this movie isn't insulting to women.
So
Definitely
then she
not.
is continuing
feel
to like
empowered.
sneak
Yeah.
around.
You too could have weird crutches.
Yeah. So she's continuing to sneak around and goes to the, like he goes off on his horse and she follows him.
Yes,
Because
And
that's
then-
not weird.
And then she's
She-
just like,
her
I've
horse,
never
like,
ridden a
rears-
horse before.
Also, we don't know what happened. Like the
horse ran
rears,
off.
and she falls off, and the horse runs away,
And it's gone.
and
For a
we never
reason.
see it again.
It's been
Yep.
killed by wolves.
It's just
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume the rest
And,
of
like,
that
it's
wolf's
dead now.
pack
Because she's...
were attacking the horse.
Because, like, she's alone in the woods in the dark and like, oh, I hope the wolves come to eat her. And I was not expecting to be right about this
Yeah.
prediction.
Yeah.
We guessed at wolves, and literally a wolf showed up.
Fucking comes
Yeah.
out.
And the
So
guy,
then she teams up with Liam Neeson,
Yep.
and they have to fight the wolves off to keep
Yep.
them at bay.
was it the gray?
Yes.
So, no, Prince shows up just in time and fires his little pocket rifle.
Yeah, into the air to
To
scare
be
the
clear,
wolf.
it's the prince,
And
not
by the-
actual prince.
And to be fair, it is just a wolf because we all know that wolves famously hunt alone.
Yes. Well,
One
you know
wolf.
that
That's why you
phrase,
hear
the
lone wolf all
That's
the time
true.
in the news.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So and then they go off to their bang cabin because it's too dark out or wherever to get back to the.
And there's this crazy fucked up taxidermy.
Oh my god, it looks so bad.
The
It
deer.
looks
That deer did not skip neck day.
No,
yeah.
it was all
it
neck
was
with a
all
tiny
neck
face,
and a tiny like raccoon head.
and then a
on-
huge like
And then,
antler.
Yeah,
rack.
huge like antler red.
Yeah, and they had a whole chandelier made out of antlers.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean-
like we were all of a sudden in northern Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
And so they have a little heart-to-heart moment. Did they kiss there?
No,
They
I
No,
almost
the horse
They
made
have
a noise.
Yes, they have
The
another.
horse made a noise, so he goes out and she's like, "Cool, I guess I'll snoop in someone's dead dad's journals. That's
Yeah.
definitely cool to do. I'll do
Turns
that."
out
Oh,
the
yeah, they're
weird
reading-
hunting cabin is where you put your secret desk that has booby-trapped hidden drawers
Oh my
where
God.
you hide your
Yeah.
hidden data.
that has
It's
not
Don
only.
Draper's Box of Mystery.
I know, right? It's like, but he wrote a weird poem about like an acorn giving life to the truth. It was like the movie turned into about 10% National Treasure, for a minute.
Yeah.
And they were like, we
Oh.
gotta figure out this riddle. I can't figure it out. And then
Oh.
she.
We
sorry.
didn't mention that earlier there was a gigantic acorn put
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the
An
Christmas
acorn
tree.
Because the king liked to give handmade gifts.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
That
ugly
were
ass
not
acorn.
just finger bangs.
And we don't know if it was an elephant or a bear.
We
It's-
don't know. But it was definitely an acorn.
It was
and we,
definitely
Which,
a bear.
wait, elephant,
they did-
bear, Republicans, Russia.
Whoa.
It's
Oh
been in
my
plain
God.
sight the whole time.
It's been hidden in Christmas prints this whole time.
We were joking that acorn was like a family heirloom
Yeah.
that was actually a butt plug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it
a butt
kinda
plug that
was
had
a
been
little
passed
butt
down.
plug.
It's been
Yeah, it was a little.
handed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like a big
generations.
butt. That's a big butt
It was
plug.
gigantic.
Yeah,
Hey,
you gotta
your-
work
your
up
butt's
to
gotta
that
be
one.
When you're a
stretched
royal,
out.
you really got to work up to it.
You
You
gotta
know?
just have a loose ass.
When you're anybody, you really gotta work up to that. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we all know the royals already have a pretty tight
Yeah, we hold the
butthole.
royals
You
to
know,
a higher
those tight
standard.
asses,
I guess, but like,
wrap
the
around.
asshole is only so elastic. You just gotta get some practice in.
Yeah, well, you know, that's part of being royal. That's a heavy
Yeah.
crown to.
What else
A
do they
heavy
have to
crown
do?
to have and a huge butt plug to go up.
Heavy
That's-
is the head that wears the crown.
heavy,
Heavy
is the butt.
is
that
the anal
has the
bead
butt plug.
that something.
Désolé.
Hi, this is Born in the 80s, your anal sex podcast.
Heavy is the butt that carries the butt
Yeah.
plug.
Maybe we'll get an expert on.
That's
for that.
the
Is Mercury
episode
around?
title.
Yeah.
So-
Does Mercury know any weird people that could be our random
Excuse me.
guest?
Do you know anybody?
Obviously
who's
he
royal
does.
who's used a butt plug?
What?
What?
Do you know anybody? Mercury. Do you know any royal people who've used a butt plug? We
Probably.
Just need to
There's
know.
no
Probably.
like,
There have been
absolutely.
random guests in the past.
He has a pretty deep bench of
Yeah.
just people that he knows.
He knows some interesting folks, so I'm sure we could get a butt plug ringer in
Yeah.
to answer our queries.
Or ringer.
I mean, we could.
Pun not intended. But let's
You
So-
intended that. It's
so
okay.
in the secret chamber of mysteries, they find adoption papers.
Right. So the reason that
And a basilisk.
that Prince
It
Richard
says
Dick
Thomas Morrow Riddle.
is so enamored with the
Tom
orphans
Marvolo,
is it turns out he is an orphan. It
But
turns
Yes.
he
out
also
he's been
doesn't
adopted,
know that.
and he
Yeah.
doesn't know.
But he still hangs out with orphans anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it would
Because
have
he's
made
a
sense
good
if
guy.
that was foreshadowing that he
He
actually
likes
knew
to harvest
where he came
orphans for
from.
his William Tell
To play
games.
William Tell.
I mean, that's
William, don't tell anyone.
yes,
This isn't Catholics.
Heyo.
that's true.
We don't know their religion. They might be Catholic.
That's true. It could be.
They're
Sure.
Anglican.
Yeah, I
mean,
was gonna
no,
say,
it's
they're
the
pretty
Church
sure-
of
pretty sure
Alcohol.
Yes, we're Anglican.
Anglican.
Anglican or
They're Greek
Anglicant.
Orthodox.
That seems unlikely.
So
They'd be Russian
they're
Orthodox.
actually
Shinto.
Scientologists. It's the Scientology
Yes.
monarchy.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah.
That actually.
That explains all those
this movie
Xenu
makes a lot more
statues.
sense.
So they finally
That's where
make
that
it out.
elk came from. It was from the planet that Xenu is from.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's why it looked so fucked up.
So she finds out he's adopted, and he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that would be a huge scoop to her story.
Right. And so she's like, career or my heart.
Yep.
And they finally like make out, but she's like, oh no, I have this terrible secret.
Yes, because he comes back in,
Yeah.
and then they do make out.
Yep.
And he's like, "What were you gonna tell me?" And she's
She's
like,
like, oh, nothing.
is what she says literally.
Give me your dick.
Yeah, they totally. Fuck.
And he's like, you're the most
Yeah,
genuine
well,
person
yeah.
I've ever met. And she's like, I have earned this because I know this terrible lie.
Yeah. So she knows all about it, and she's really terrible at keeping her secret
Oh my God, the
reporter
worst.
status because the 10-year-old girl finds out immediately that she's a reporter,
Immediately.
but is cool with it because she's just like, "Well, you're fun." Like,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
I
then
don't give a
she
shit.
also
I don't want to learn math.
Well,
leaves
she's
her
already like
secret
a genius. She said, "She's like, I'm already in the 90th percentile for all of these."
Did she say that?
Yeah. So she's
What
like,
an asshole.
I know. She's like, I don't need tutoring. So it's like, all right,
Well,
fair enough.
And then also she's bad at reporting because she leaves her secret documents
Yes.
just out and
Just
on
out.
her bed.
Yeah.
And
On her
she
bed.
talks to her
Yeah, reporter
Her
people.
dad, like,
her dad,
dad
and
and
her like
her
fellow
office
editors
mates.
were like, "Oh my god, he's adopted. What do I do?"
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. There's a
not
lot
how
of
we
there's a real
journalism.
scoop
yeah.
that you got to get into the paper right away.
Yeah,
but
so she calls her dad, who's definitely from New York.
New York,
sure.
That was not an
New York
American
guy.
name.
He had an accent himself that was not English.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm from
He was
New
But
like-
York.
like I was feeling like you was trying really hard to be like a New
I'm just
Yorker.
a
You know
New
what
York
I mean?
Deli guy.
Yeah. I
But
run
he
a
does
diner.
sound kind of
I'm
Canadian.
from New York.
I am from New York.
I sure think that
Yeah.
socialized medicine
Chowder.
is. Yeah.
That's very New York authentic. Hey, bro, I'm from New York.
Yeah.
I'm New York.
Oh,
Is that
don't
your
you know I'm from
Californians
New York?
joke?
Yeah.
Good one. Yeah, from New York, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, so anyway,
So
The accents in
then
this movie
they
are
have
not
like
good,
this
is what
the
we're trying to say.
coronation ceremony. They're gonna have that.
Yep.
in
And
a Ramada
Where he
Inn,
has to sit on the
apparently.
royal butt
Yeah.
plug.
Yep.
Yes,
He's got
he,
a-
he
For a
inserts
full
the
30
butt plug
minutes.
for the first time.
He
Yeah,
has to
so-
sit in
oh,
the
yeah.
weird testicle chair that popes have.
Yep.
Yep.
Because it's a male line of succession
Yes.
only. So they have. But so we're skipping past coronation's happening. Emily's like, "Girl, you can't be wearing that like dress that she had." And
Yeah,
like,
there was a makeover.
but it wasn't. They didn't really.
They didn't montage
They didn't do
it.
the
They didn't montage.
They
which
just
was
did a quick
very
cut.
disappointing. And then she walks down the stairs, and the entire room, of course,
Yeah.
turns
Just
to
like-
look at her.
Yeah.
But like, she does not look any
that
like.
good.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look great. She doesn't look like...
She's pretty, but...
Yeah, and I feel like she's kind of... I don't want to say overdressed, but, like, everyone else was just
She
She
wearing,
was like
very,
wearing a
very
full ball
frilly.
gown, and everyone
Right.
else was kind of wearing just like nice.
black tie stuff.
Well, they were
dresses.
wearing, like,
Except-
long floor length.
She's also wearing her Chuck Taylors because she's
Yes.
Because she's
relatable.
And she shows her little
quirky.
Chuck Taylors to Emily, the wheelchair
Yep.
girl,
And, like...
and she's like, "You can't
Oh,
walk."
but
so
we skipped
ha.
the part where the ex-girlfriend does some, like, nighttime B&E palace style.
Yeah, well, the ex-girlfriend... That was going to be my segue when I said she leaves her shit out.
Yeah.
She leaves her shit out.
The ex-girlfriend and the
Cousin?
cousin Chin
Cousin
Man.
Cousin Simon with the
Cause
giant
I'm
chin.
cousin
Yeah.
Simon.
They come in
Hello,
Duke
I'm
of
cousin
Cockborough.
Simon.
or
and
Yeah.
whatever it
find
is.
all of her secret documents.
Foxingham,
They
Foxborough.
do some
He's like
really
Duxbury.
solid
It's
It's like
lockpicking with a bobby
Duxbury.
pin.
It's Duxbury.
Yep,
That's
Duxbury.
what it is.
Yep.
It's Duxbury.
So, okay. So
I'm
there's
Lord
this, like,
Duxbury.
weird love quadrangle because Sophia
Yeah.
wants to be queen at all costs.
It's
so
a
she's
love
like,
rhombus.
I definitely want to marry Prince Dick.
Yep.
And Simon is like, but I want to get all up in yo shit.
Yep. And
Which, to be
and then-
fair, she is the hottest lady in the movie.
I guess.
I don't think it's
guess.
really
I mean,
about
like-
her. I think it's just about she wants to be the queen and
Maybe
he
Amber's
wants to be the
friend.
king.
Yeah, so she's like, there's just something not right about that tutor girl. And she...
Tutor.
Yeah, tutor.
Yeah,
She's
she
hiding
does.
something. And so she breaks into...
her room while she's out.
What's her butts' room? Yeah.
tutor lady.
Yeah.
The main character.
The main
Who
character.
we cannot remember the name of.
Amber.
She's got a
Us.
name. She totally has a
Swiggy.
name.
Amber Noggle.
Amber Noggle. And she, like,
Madison joke.
leaves... yeah, 100%.
Madison local news team
And
joke.
she rifles through her private shit. She's like, oh my god, your passport doesn't match your name, who you said
Yeah.
you were. And also,
Also, there's
you have these...
adoption papers
Yeah.
all over your
Yeah.
bed.
P.S. Adoption papers. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
So then we cut to the coronation, which I guess takes place in the ballroom of, like, a Ramada Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
I
The
was like,
fanciest
I have
Ramada Inn I've ever
been
seen.
in this room. Like,
At someone's shitty wedding.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And they're, like,
And
gonna
then
crown
Dustin
him.
Hoffman comes and is banging on the
God.
window.
But they have a
How's my sound?
and then Rick Moranis comes up and bangs on the window and then turns around. There's a weird gargoyle, or well, the wolves are out there.
Oh yeah.
He slides down. Oh.
They're about to coronate
Yes.
Prince
Crown?
whatever the fuck.
They're about to crown.
Yeah, you know how it
Don't
do.
debate, coronate.
It's true.
And then, like, bitch lady's like, oh,
I
I
have
object.
an objection. You're adopted, and Simon's the true heir.
yeah. So
She sounds just like that.
I mean,
it is,
yeah.
like, spot
Literally.
on.
Yeah,
That was spooky.
I practiced.
No,
Hello, puppet.
Do
I
the-
object.
whole betrayal thing, and then
Crikey.
everyone's sad.
Oh, you put a mint in my buttercup.
Oh.
Whoa, that
Chim
sounds...
chimney chim chim.
That sounds
chiroo.
really filthy, and I can't sort out why.
Like, yeah, it's
I read
it's
it
an
from the.
innuendo
It's in
for
the.
something,
It's in the
but I
James
cannot
Joyce letters I
parse.
read.
Oh.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go over that
Putting
later.
a mint in
It's
the
fine.
buttercup.
So then the prince finds out that
She's really into farting.
the
God,
blonde...
okay, get off the James Joyce. We gotta get off that train because that's all we'll talk about for a while.
It's way more interesting than this
He
movie.
keeps talking about fucking her until she farts.
Dude loved his farts.
Anyway, let's
Don't
move
judge.
on.
So, sad Prince Richard finds
Yes.
out that
He's
The,
adopted.
the lion
that he's
hearted.
adopted, and that
That lady's been lying to him. the
yeah,
whole
that
time.
she's not his sister's tutor. That her real name is Amber, and she's a journalist, and she's
Amber Noggle, Jr.
he doesn't know her at all.
Yeah.
And everyone's sad.
It's
She's
like a
about to fly home.
And they're like,
catfish
you are
moment.
kicked out.
Yep.
But wait,
And she's sitting in the
there's a poem.
regional
But there's a
airport.
poem.
Yeah,
Yep.
there was that poem they read earlier.
So then she breaks into the castle.
Yeah. There's two guards with crossed swords.
Cross spears, yeah.
They I
They're
feel like they
mostly
trained
decorative.
for like 12 years in the military to be dressed up like nutcrackers.
If it's
Yeah.
like
well,
it's
no,
just
if it's
humiliating.
anything like the British military, they get that post as a punishment.
Yeah. You gotta go fucking stand in front of the parliament
Yeah.
and not, like, making flinch when people, like, do dumb shit to you in photos.
Also, guard the Ravens.
Quote the
Ravens?
Raven.
Nevermore.
The
What?
Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah.
Yes.
They guard him?
Yes.
All
I
right.
have a lot of questions about what just happened.
Let's not worry about it.
Just
Alright,
a lot of
alright,
free
alright.
So anyway,
association.
It's like a poem.
McGonagall comes down and is like,
Frau Bissina.
leave. You're not wanted here. And then she like says, but a
She's
poem.
like, but I'm
and she's
here
like,
to see
oh,
the
okay.
tapestries.
Like, yeah,
She's just
exactly.
like,
Tapestries.
and then they uncross their spears, and up she goes to the Christmas tree room.
And then just grabs an ornament and cracks it open.
Yeah, she just opens
The
it.
handmade ornament
Because
With a
this
dead
that the
father.
king made
Yeah.
with his own hands,
This
and
is
then
the
he
secret
died.
of the prince's birth, and or the law.
Okay, now,
Because that's where we put laws inside of ornaments. Because
Exactly.
they're
There's
secret.
no
Yeah.
reason for
No,
it to
but
be
he
inside the
intended
ornament.
to give
That's
that
true.
acorn to
Very
the
true.
queen
Very
before
true.
he
That's
died.
not how laws are made.
no, but he intended it to make it a GIF. Well, when this is a monarchy, so laws are made however the fuck
He
they want.
intended to make
But-
it a GIF.
But he
No,
wanted
it's
to
a
he
gift.
wanted to give it as a gift, and then on Christmas morning as a gift say, oh hey, by the way, check that ornament, and in it it's a decree saying that you're my rightful heir, even though you're
Also-
not my blood.
Okay, but
But he died before he was able to give it to him.
okay, but to buy that story, we have to assume that also as part of his Christmas morning surprise, it's hey, you're adopted.
That's true, to be honest.
Worse
Yeah.
than ever.
Or maybe he was planning on getting to it around Thanksgiving time or
Yeah.
whatever they
They
have.
don't have
in-
Thanksgiving in Aldovia.
You don't know.
Yeah.
They import
It's really
tradition.
just like
They
Florida.
definitely have Black Friday though.
But yeah, Black Friday for them is when
The-
he
if not Black
harvests
Friday,
the
they have
children
Cyber
to play
Monday.
William
Ah!
Tell to shoot with arrows.
I mean, I saw that market. They have Cyber Monday.
That's true. They had to.
Yeah.
Only the
Korea.
Amazon drones.
And
can
so
get
then
out there.
then she interrupts the other coronation that's
Of
happening,
Simon Douchey Chin cousin.
where he's just who gets married
he
to
gets
that
married
lady
to Sophia.
like immediately,
And
and then it's
she's-
like, oh, I'm
and-
gonna be king now, bitch.
Mister.
And the
And then-
justice of the peace or whatever is like, now you may kiss the bride, and she's like, let me reluctantly present you a corner
My
of my
cheek.
cheek. Like,
And then-
she doesn't
Like,
even
come
act-
on.
And then they're like, all right, now I need to be coronated now, and they're like, well, it's Christmas.
crowned.
Today? Why, it's Christmas day.
Yeah, and the guy's like,
Look, this isn't a podcast about being correct at stuff.
I'm sorry.
and it's and coronated is my term for crowned.
That's real.
But
Forbidated.
They need to be crown royaled.
well, they need to be crown royal that day, and then, or for some reason, because they're like, well, the decree will pass or something. I don't know, like a window will pass, and they'll have to do another
Sure.
like thing. I don't know, because maybe they had to have Parliament there for it. I don't know. They get to the thing, and they're like, get everybody together, even though it's Christmas, because I am
Yes.
fucking ordering it.
So they
Get
get
the
about
queen
10 people together.
immediately.
Yeah, and so then they're all there and they're gonna do it, and then she bursts in with her fucking letter and is like, "Oh, hey, by the way,
This dumb poem was written, so now this guy's
so
prince.
now you're king because the poem's written."
Because our laws are meaningless and we don't have a constitution.
I mean, yeah,
and
that's what you
No,
get when
we're
you have a
talking about the
monarchy.
movie, not like us right now in America.
Gotcha.
Thanks,
Hot
Merry
takes.
Christmas, everyone.
God
fine.
bless us.
We're gonna be
everyone.
fine.
Not
We're gonna
all
be
of
great.
us.
Well,
Bless all of us,
us
but one.
in this room, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, well, we are white, so
Ah, I'm sorry. I'm
Hate
so
this.
sorry.
yeah. I mean,
An old acquaintance be
Be
forgot.
So-
No one knows the word.
That's true.
Off
Very
the
true.
sign.
So the lady goes back to
Amber,
tell her Amber goes back to tell her reporting story, and her boss is like,
this is
you,
bullshit.
You didn't get what am I gonna run this story? And it's like, you sent
like,
me out to
political
write this story.
This
Yep.
story about you being embedded in this royal
This story about you
monarchy for,
uncovering
like,
a dying monarch's last wish to change the laws.
Yeah, and the editor
I
was like,
can't
great
print this
story.
in
this is a
fashion
puff
town.
piece. And I'm like, you're a fashion magazine.
No,
That's-
they only want dirt. We just want you to get the dirt. We're in fashion. Oh no, it was like
So Amber
was it
Dirty
like
fashion.
was it like Fashion Tattle magazine? It had
Ce-
tattle.
Celebrity Tattle.
Celebrity
That's what it was.
Tattle. Which is like, ew, okay.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Real journalism happening there.
Yeah.
I mean, we are saying fake news literally right now.
Yes.
So I just want to back a little bit off with it, but
It's like TMZ if it was made of paper.
yeah, it was like a paper version of TMZ, so immediately just canceled because no one will buy that.
Yep.
But
Yeah, so they were like, this is a puff piece. And I'm like, isn't that
and she's
what
like,
you
"Bitch,
do?"
I quit." And she literally
And
does.
she's like, great,
And
I
she's
can
like,
go work as a waitress in my
At
dad's
my
diner
dad's
now.
diner.
yeah.
Cool.
And then
cool,
she's
cool,
working
cool.
on New Year's Eve because everyone knows that you hang out at your
A
dad's
weird diner.
diner on New Year's Eve.
And does this guy have a liquor license? He's
Yeah,
just
that's-
like pouring
No, I
champagne.
don't think he was open.
Questionable.
I think he was just
Yeah,
having
it
a
was like a
party for
family
his,
party.
Okay,
his
but
friends.
Still?
Eh.
I don't think you need a liquor license.
Look,
if
it's
you're having a private
in New
party.
York City. They got a lot more to worry about than
In
one
New
small
York,
diner
Chicago.
handing out a couple. Yeah, New York,
Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago City.
New York.
I just want to really point out that they
New
showed
Dog
New York
City.
skylines, Statue of Liberty, and then they panned to the Chicago River
Yep.
Yes.
with the Chicago flag.
Because we thought John was crazy.
Because-
yeah, because I was like, oh, this
We
is
had to
Chicago.
rewind the movie.
Yeah.
Who can really tell the difference between big cities?
I know.
I mean, when you
they're
put the
all
fucking
same.
city flag in,
In
the shot,
yeah. Oh, the thing is though that the Chicago City flag is the weird like Serbian stars like thing,
They're
and
like 7-pointed stars, I
yeah,
think.
and it's like a weird thing. I don't know why they have that, but I could get someone being like, I don't know, there's just some fucking flags. Because what city has a flag? Does Madison have a flag?
Yes, we
yes.
do.
See, I've
It's
never seen it.
Hotly contested because it borrows like a sign from
It's just
a
Paul
Navajo.
Soglin's face.
no,
It's stretched out into
Oh,
a
God.
square.
it actually borrows like because we have a symbol for the capital in the center. It borrows this
Yeah.
symbol heavily from like a Navajo tribe, and people are
Oh.
like, "That's not cool. You
Yeah.
can't
Also,
use that."
Navajos were not in Wisconsin.
not.
So
So there's
Not
been a
even
lot of
close.
pressure to like change
just
what our
change
flag
it.
is.
Make it
Yeah.
something cool.
Can we
Make it
change
First
the
off, no
state
one
flag
knows that
too,
we
'cause
have
it's
one
garbage.
in the first place.
Our
I mean,
state
I
flag is garbage.
Every
But,
state
like,
but
flag
you
is
know what I
Not
mean.
garbage.
California. They got a fucking sweet bear on their
Yeah,
flag.
especially
Also,
the Fallout
New
version of
Mexico's
California's
state flag
where
is
the bear has
beautiful.
two heads.
What is it? Oh, is it like the like sunset, right? Is there flag?
It's like
like rays
yellow, and then there's this red sun symbol,
Yeah.
which looks remarkably like the capital symbol that's used in our
But they
city flag.
actually had Navajo that lived
They
in New
totally
If you're
Mexico.
just joining us
So-
now, you're
State
tuning
flag,
into
guys.
Flag Talk. Welcome back.
This is our
Somehow
Flag
you
Talk.
managed to tune in the middle of this podcast. So
Yeah,
good
you
job
know,
for
yeah.
you.
Well,
Thanks for
fast-
sticking with us.
So, speaking of flags, she looks outside.
There's a false flag.
Yeah.
Yes.
And her prince is outside.
Yes, waiting
Yes.
for her.
So she goes outside,
Because
Prince
stalking isn't a
or
red
crisis
flag
actor.
at all.
and she's like, "Okay, first off, he's standing in the middle,
middle
of the
road.
street,
Middle of the street.
In New York, Chicago.
It is the most
New
romantic.
Yago.
in whatever the fuck city this is."
Yep.
The most romantic gesture is to stand in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it all
And
the
then
time.
he
He has a bunch of
Gets
handwritten
for
signs
whom?
that he
Yes.
Matthew.
holds
And
drops.
also, he has transformed into Andrew Lincoln.
yes,
Yes.
and then he gets
And then
down.
he moves to Southern America and starts fighting zombies.
Okay,
Okay, that was a weird
so
reference.
he gets down on one knee and proposes
Yes.
to her
Right.
with the ugliest ring, by the way.
it's
It's,
like
it's a
so
big
huge.
ring, but
It's
it
like the
is-
size of the Mall of America's ice skating rink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's giant.
and it's not pretty.
It's not.
And-
And he's like, "How long are you going to make your king kneel?" And,
And
I'm
she
like,
says-
"As long as it takes."
And she's
yeah!
like, I'm not your king, motherfucker. I'm from America.
Yeah, and she says it's yes.
My only
a
king is
thousand
Donald
times
J.
yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
So
with
then
it.
they
You're
make
correct.
out in the middle of the street. They've been in the middle of the street for roughly an hour and a half, and like no cars have come by to
Yeah.
say, "Hey,
Yeah, it's
get
very
the fuck
confusing.
out of the road."
Hey, I'm driving.
Hey, I'm driving here.
You know what really happens though is that she's like, okay, this guy I met for like a month who is super rich king of a thing wants to marry me. Boy, I don't know if I can. Oh wait, I'm in America in 2017. Yeah, get me the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
out
that's
of here.
fine.
I'm moving
I'll
to
make it
where the
work.
fuck country this is.
I'll be royalty. If I don't like him, we'll never have to see each other. Our house
Never
is big
have
enough.
to.
It's fine.
We'll have a kid, and I'll never see the kid until it's like 10.
Yep.
And
And
then
then
I'll
My
have a
single
tutor.
dad will hook up
Just
with
like
his single
Melania.
mom. It'll be fine.
What'd you say?
I said just like Melania.
Ooh, catty. Yeah, it's true though. Actually,
Where's
to be
the lie?
TBH.
But anyways, in conclusion,
In conclusion,
I think the real Christmas Prince was the fun night with friends.
Yep.
you really almost
I
fucked up
was-
your line that you were preparing the
I
entire
was
time.
super hoping that there would be like a proletariat uprising and that
Yes.
the common people would
Yeah.
seize the mean of production.
But
And
it didn't happen.
I was
didn't
hoping it would turn into the Christmas Prince of Thieves.
I will say
Ooh, yeah.
that I legitimately thought the movie was enjoyable.
It was like
kind
Really?
of was.
It was
really
wasn't
terrible.
that
I would say
bad.
it was the most entertaining movie that we have watched.
I would say it was better than Fred Claus.
Yeah,
because
it
it wasn't
was.
trying to be something it wasn't. It was just like,
Hey,
here's
we
a
know
really
this is
basic
garbage.
romance
There you
story
go.
I like the little girl in the wheelchair.
It
She was
was-
sassy.
A lot of Netflix originally produced stuff has this kind of sheen of this was created by an algorithm.
Yeah.
And this was
So maybe
definitely
it just
that.
it hit all those notes.
It
for
was
me.
just
I was like,
like,
oh, this is
we've
this
noticed
is
that
nice.
people are watching all of
It's
these
Christmas.
things.
But it's
Let's
like- it's
merge
like-
it into a movie.
There's a reason. Like, it works for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't super long.
So that's the
story
difference,
was
because,
easy
like,
to follow.
When we watch like 12 Dates of Christmas
Oh,
or
God.
Snow or all those terrible Hallmark movies, those are made by people. This is made by a computer
Yes.
to perfectly
Right.
hit just enough points of like, oh, that you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like
So I
it
just-
But
wasn't
also,
like
there
great,
wasn't any
but
weird magic element like in
That's true.
Snow
It was
and
all
in
pretty
12
much-
Dates of Christmas
I-
and
In
Fred
my
Claus.
I
opinion,
have
the
seen
real
worse.
Christmas Prince was the algorithm we met along the way.
Uh-huh.
Algoria.
I have a coworker who
Algorithms.
calls them logarithms.
Can you?
It's
Quit?
really, really hard for me to not
Can
say
you
no,
fire her?
Dawn. No, it's
I'll say this:
algorithms.
the real Christmas Prince was the fun that we had together tonight.
That is really
Aw.
insightful. Thank you.
It was inside of us all along.
Thank you. Who said that? Someone did say the Christmas Prince was inside us the whole time.
I also
This
said
was
that.
immediately regretted.
Nay.
Also, the Christmas Prince was the article that she wrote.
That's
It's
true.
because I said
Oh, she wrote. Yeah, she printed the article and it was on her blog, and they're like,
Yeah.
"This has got
Amber's
20,000
blog.
views," and it's like someone would publish the story of like this
It
prince
was
being
also
adopted and
20,000
changing.
impressions in like 10 days, which is not.
Yeah, it was like
viral.
3 days. They were like, "It's been 3 days and you've already got 20,000 hits." I'm like, "That's like."
That
not
should happen
that
in like
many.
4 minutes.
Yeah,
if
like
it's
BuzzFeed
really going-
gets like
really good.
20,000 hits on their terrible articles in
Fucking
like a
BuzzFeed.
minute.
But like honestly, for news, they're not the worst.
No, the news is good. It's the
Yeah.
clickbait articles are terrible.
Yeah.
I made fun of them on the podcast last time because they had a
I mean,
Which
really
that's
reminds me
legitimate.
that if you want to give me 20,000 impressions in 3 days, go to Matt Hag Music.
If-
Oh, I think we're
I'll
about
give you
time for
20,000
this.
impressions. Are you ready? John Hamm. What?
I'm gonna go pee while you do this.
I've turned your mic off.
Okay, good.
If you want to give me $20,000, go ahead.
Wow, all right. I mean, that's straight up just asking for money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a word. It's fine. It
Go to
works.
Patreon, pledge $20,000, and it'll probably get to the right place.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'll
a
take
nice
it all.
person.
I mean, that's fine with me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, we got to pay for hosting.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Toads.
no, yeah. So I don't know. Does anyone else have any final thoughts about Christmas Prince? I'm glad we got the recording to finally work. Apologies for the first 10 minutes that may be garbage. New computer. It looked like it was recording right, but it did
Judy,
not.
what did you think of the movie?
Judy, how many? She did fart once or twice? It was just once.
3 times
Is
a
it once
lady.
for good or twice for did not like?
Oh my god, our dog farted so much today.
A lot of
Yesterday,
farts.
she jumped up on the couch and audibly just beefed one. She just went up and was like,
Which is impressive because she doesn't have butt cheeks.
She
Yes,
audibly
she does.
farts.
She got that wind going through fast enough to.
Yeah, and she does have cheeks. She's got that thick.
If only
So
she
that's
was
how
a
it-
cat, then you could call her the
THICC.
Windy Kitty.
Yeah. Oh, that's where this movie kind of took place, maybe.
A little bit.
That's
half
what
of it.
that's what Steve turns into when it
That's
storms
true.
outside. He
You
turns
get
into the
scared and
windy
farts.
windy kitty, and he sits by me and farts a bunch
Yeah.
because he's scared.
After we finished A Christmas Prince, we briefly watched a Santa Claus.
Wait, no, it was Christmas Claus. What was that?
It was
I thought it was
Santa
Santa Claus, but
It
CLAWS.
was Santa Claus.
And it was
Okay.
about kittens who could talk.
Yeah.
And they had weird CGI mouths.
And
that
it was
opened.
horrible, and
And
I
there was
hated
a-
Stuff
it.
of nightmares.
And there was a
No,
hot
I liked
my
the
favorite
kitties.
movie. I loved it.
I actually
We
kinda
watched
wanted to
like
watch
10
more.
minutes of it.
Yeah,
while
but
we
I'm
were
tired,
getting
dude.
the bathroom and whatnot. So,
Yeah. Anyways, can we end this so I can go pee again?
and we need to
I
end this
also
so we
have
can
to
all
pee.
go home and go to bed because it is late. But okay, so bornintheeighties.net is the website. You can go there for all sorts of previous episodes and whatnot. There's also a Patreon if you just search Born in the 80s. We have a couple people that donate each month, so that's really nice. I need to cash that out because there's like probably $500 in that account that I still haven't cashed out. That'd be good because it helps pay for the hosting because it's not cheap. And we love having Christmas episodes. It was lovely having Kirsten here
Thanks for having
the
me.
first time. Lauren was back last time. Matt was. Yeah, we gotta get you gotta get like a Christmas one of those bad flute things to put on here. I'm just going to turn Lauren's mic off over there. Nothing good's coming from that side of the table.
Did not get wambushed during.
We did not. We talked about that in the
still
first
alive.
half.
They could not afford
Wham again. Yeah, they could not afford licensed
Couldn't
music.
afford Wham.
No.
Zach, whatever his name was. I
They
forget the
did
damn name of the music
covers
person.
of public domain music.
Yeah. So, but I think that'll be it. So, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you for 2019.
John the Flippity Flip.
Terrible Christmas movie again. And
Yep.
there will be some terrible Christmas music happening right now.
Absolutely.
We're doing a French Christmas carol with Celine Dion. Come on, I've heard Celine sing. She speaks English beautifully.
Bonjour mes petits amis. Vous allez bien aujourd'hui?
Simon, what did she say? Bonjour, Celine. Je suis prête à chanter.
Ooh, very good, Simon. Oh, you've been practicing your French. Theodore?
Moi aussi.
Très bien. Et toi, Alvin?
Huh? You'll have to excuse Alvin, Celine. He doesn't parlay much.
Oh, quel dommage. Well, just do the best you can, Alvin.
C'est la belle nuit de Noël, la neige étend son manteau blanc et les cieux levés vers le ciel, à genoux les petits enfants, avant de fermer les paupières, font une dernière prière. Petit Papa Noël, quand tu descendras du ciel avec des jouets par milliers, n'oublie pas mon petit soulier. Mais avant de partir, il faudra bien te couvrir. Dehors, tu vas avoir si froid. C'est un peu à cause de moi. Il me tarde tant que le jour se lève pour voir si tu m'as apporté tous les beaux joujoux que je vois en rêve et que je t'ai commandé. Petit Papa Noël, when you sail down from the sky, bringing toys so shiny and so bright, please don't pass my little stocking by before you leave your home. Wear your bright red coat so warm on this cold and snowy winter night. How I pray you'll see my candlelight. I can hardly sleep 'cause my heart is singing, listening to a new Christmas song. I can't wait to see what the morning's bringing. Oh, I've been waiting so long.
How do I even start these? I don't even remember. Did you listen to one recently?
Nope.
Okay.
Somebody call TJ.
Jingle, 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 you can hear the sleigh bells ring. I am old Kris Kringle. I'm going to do a podcast.
I'm just gonna turn you off
Is
there.
that how it's?
It starts out with a nice Christmasified theme song.
Nice.
Yes.
Actually, I'm surprised at how good the audio sounds here, because this area you think would be bad, but
Echoey.
Yeah.
it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Matt's the
And
worst.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Because
yeah,
you have
just
the-
in general.
Yeah.
Well, you have the
Sorry,
you have I think you're getting echo or something more than everyone else.
Probably.
It
I'm
could-
probably getting like my voice bouncing off that wall and coming back.
Yeah. Which is not great. I'm gonna turn you down because you're louder than everyone. Your mic is just louder.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because
It's
it's
my
half
face.
broken. Okay, well let's start.